Hi, Sanjukta.
Hi,
Hi.
Veena.
So, my friend Sanjukta Mukherji, she is a board certified behavior analyst and she works with adolescents and young adults in New Jersey. Is that right, Sanjukta?
Right now, Houston,
Houston. Oh, now she's in
Texas.
Houston. Okay, in
Yes.
Texas. And it's been a long journey with Sanjukta. We've been on and off, not like really there. And I remember meeting her son Adi when he was 3 years old, 3.5 years
Yes.
old, and
Three. Yeah, I think three. Yeah.
3 years old. And now Adi is 18 years old. And from being a parent and her journey of becoming a BCBA and a special education teacher, so let's hear it from her. Yeah. So, what are the things that Adi is involved in now? As in, what are the skills that, or rather, not just Adi, I would say, what are the skills that you would work on with a child like for teenage, like 13 to 18 years of age? What is it that you would work upon?
Yeah. So he actually goes and volunteers in the community. We have these churches nearby, and he does. They have certain, they have all kinds of stuff, which is like a Sunday folder, or some pamphlets are not required, or they need to be put up, and those kind of jobs. So a lot of it, basic skills are again sorting, matching, putting things together, making it, but that's what we do in the evening. He also, there are these donation centers, all these Christian ministries and things like that. Again, sorting, matching skills. People donate. You just have to put it back in the right places. Those kind of places. Anybody who lets us go in and volunteer, it doesn't, though these places are faith based in terms of, they are, it's a church or a ministry or whatever, but they have no problems, whoever comes in to volunteer and to help out. So I try to find all of these kind of places where he can go and he can, some kind of, so to understand basically and a work ethic, that if I'm here, I don't just sit around and I can't lay on the table, or I can't just keep on getting up and going for water. If I am, at a workplace, I have to sit and work. So, and in this regard, when I was at, so the other thing was that in his school, the school cafeteria will prepare lunches for about what, 3.5, 4,000 kids and stuff and all that. So the first 2 periods of the morning, they go to the cafeteria and they work preparing. So they won't prepare the food which is to be cooked. They prepare the packaged food. Let's say
Uh,
all Lay's chips, they have to be put in this way. All Doritos have to be put in like that. All the cream, whatever, the cookies, packaged cookies, they have to be sorted in this. Or let's say 8 strawberries in a cup. So then they are wearing their gloves, their aprons, their hats and their aprons, and then they're counting 8 strawberries in a cup. Same repetitive work, but then you're utilizing all skills that you have learned in the classroom back here.
wow,
Now,
beautiful.
in this, actually, to train the kids to have a hat on or a glove on took weeks and months, as you can imagine. But then some kids got it very quickly, some kids didn't. But you can't just, and for them, the goal was just going there, putting it on, staying for a little bit, and coming back while the others work. So you'll see differences in productivity and what the kids can give you. But the thing is that to keep finding things that they will be able to accomplish by themselves, simple stuff. And so that was one big component. Then later on, it was, they would freshly baked cookies. You put it in a thing, in a paper kind of a
Uh,
thing, and you have to crease it. So
uh,
to help them crease that in a particular way, because it can't be made, it has to be a proper creasing. So to explain that, and go, and so we added. So this was a slightly more difficult skill, like, needed a little extra than just putting Lay's chips in a thing. So again, we started with the simple ones, and now we can add a little complexity to it, a little higher order something. And
But that's
That,
amazing. It's like really using the skills. It's beautiful. And not just that, even the child feels that he's contributing, and that's so
yeah,
immense. He must be
yeah,
feeling that, I'm doing something for someone, which
yeah,
is beautiful. Yeah.
yeah,
And these examples that you gave were wonderful, going to a
yeah.
church and helping out, sorting, matching, same stuff, but so beautifully done.
Yeah,
That's
and just for even sorting, matching can look so different in different places. In the cafeteria, it could be chips. In the churches, it's those papers and flyers. But basic skill is the same. So I completely, in order for them to be prepared for adulthood, and this is the transition phase as we are. The transition programming to me is very, very important. So that's the bridge, because now whatever we have learned, my goal is not that that he will understand, like in social studies they have timelines of American War of Independence. I said, take it, we'll get this done, but it's okay. It's
Yeah. And what are the other self-help skills that you're working on at home still, still as in the household kind of a thing, which you feel are very important?
so cooking is my next step for him, that he will be able to prepare a meal entirely on his own. And now the thing about this is that initially, he had such severe eating problems. So we used to take him to feeding therapists and this and that, and that all got finally all okay. And now he will eat anything that you present to him, he will eat, from sushi to butter chicken and whatnot, biryani. He is into everything. So now, what do I teach him? Therefore, I feel like like when I'm not around and he's eating, so how will I make it that he will be able to have some variety of food? So I've started actually with pre-packaged food that he will have to read how, like he will have to
Instruction.
warm
Ah,
basically.
ah.
Huh. Basically warm. So that way, if you are able to just open up, can you get fix a snack for yourself? If you're feeling hungry, are you able to eat something instead of constantly, reading this and that? Which still happens. This is, my goal is towards, perhaps I'm telling you what my goal is. I'm not saying we are there yet, but
But
again,
but no, Sanjukta, the kind of clarity that you have and the way you're doing it, it's amazing. You're not doing it with that emotion of, oh God, how long, and how many years now,
hmm,
and I'm done, and how much more. The way you're putting it, it's beautiful. It makes everyone who's listening, कि ठीक है, we can do it, and it is
hmm,
achievable. But
huh,
I love the kind of clarity that you have, and I love the way you've structured things, and like how you're still okay. This is my goal, and that's my goal, and the way you're able to even, like I'm a mother at home, I'm a BCBA year, so that kind of clarity. So I feel there's a lot of self awareness on the part of a parent that is equally needed, not to keep projecting the anger and that frustration on the child, and you are already doing it so beautifully. So I feel it's amazing.
thank you.
Yeah, it's like, you're talking it as if it's just in a flow. Okay, okay, this is what I want to work upon. It's not with that fear, oh God, what will happen, will he be able to do it, or won't he be able to, there's nothing. Ki, theek hai yaar, we'll work it out. I've been working it out. So I love that attitude of yours. No, seriously, it's beautiful you know
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry I interrupted, because I was like, I need to tell her that. So
Yeah.
eating and cooking is one. And plus, even in that cooking, you've decided, okay, this is first, that's second. Like you're prioritizing, you're sandwiching.
But that's also my training as a teacher, no? So because I've been doing this with my students, I have kind of structured it for them, and now I'm taking that here. So with Adi, so we were in different schools, but under the same school district. So what I am able to do is, my how I so maybe I did this 4 years, 5 years back with my students, and I know exactly how I did. What are the roadblocks I faced, and now how can I make it slightly better for Adi? So it's like constant improvement for me too, because I have myself kind of tried to expose myself in different situations, or with different kind of levels of students. But yeah, I mean, the other thing right now I think is a bit of a problem is that he will take really long baths and showers. So I need to give him that, okay, Sunday is your, I mean, okay, one day you can, but not every day can't be like this. So just simple stuff like that. But he's pretty good. He will keep his clothes back. He will know to wash his clothes, so he knows the washer and the dryer. He will pretty much right now, if whatever instructions I give him, he's good following it. So there's not a problem with that. The self, and we were just talking about it, I think, a few days, is that ultimately, and that's not now, in some years time, I would like him to live by himself, like, have a little, like, his space where he's able to prepare his food in his kitchenette probably, and live under our supervision. So that way I really kind of make sure he can handle it. So
Wow. That's amazing.